As for Amorim needs to be sacked by INEOS, are we ever going to look at the people who appointed him in the first place? So you actually want INEOS to sack Amorim and pick the next guy? Absolutely incredible. Absolutely amazing that people are there going, sack Amorim, and trusting the people to sack him who recruited him in the first place. At what point are you going to figure it out? At what point are you going to realise that this cycle is not going to change? Oh, bring Bruno back. We'll be fine with Bruno. What, the same Bruno that sacked Ollie? The same Bruno that sacked Rangnick? The same Bruno that sacked Ten Hag? The same Bruno that's going to sack Amorim? And I don't mean him individually, but he's part of the plan. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. I mean, I woke up this morning and I actually thought, you know what? Before we talk about Ruben Amorim, why are we doing the job of our owners? I mean, what does Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox and Sir Jim Ratcliffe actually get paid to do, apart from be bloody incompetent? I mean, it's almost like they've told us they're not sacking Amorim. Sir Jim Ratcliffe said 3 years. Barada's said Amorim's the guy. Wilcox has said Amorim's the guy. So if they do sack him, it's only because of pressure from you. So you're doing their job. Why are we doing their job? Somebody said this morning in the chat, surely we'll buy in January now. Surely we will, but they weren't going to. You're doing their job for them again. We've all been saying we've got to sign players in January. They're all going, we don't want to panic, we must suffer. They'll now do it because their plan is awful. And that's what scares me the most, is that you sack Amorim, you bring a new guy in, and you're just delaying the inevitable. You know, the next guy will fail because the path is already trodden. I can't understand how Jason Wilcox, Omar Barada, Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Joel Glazer recruit Ruben Amorim and then sit there with a smile on their face when he's picking people like Dalot and Bruno in the midfield and Luke Shaw. Like, has nobody at that football club done any research? Can I go in tomorrow morning? Well, it's New Year's Day. Can I go in on Friday morning and just give them 1 hour of, you know, a little bit of recent history for Manchester United? You do know Dalot's been here for quite a while and has always been pretty shit. You do know Luke Shaw's been here for 10 years and has always been up and down. You do know Bruno's been here for a long time and is not a midfielder. Like, what about your plan did you not figure out wasn't going to work? At what point did you get a stiffy about Amorim picking Dalot and Luke Shaw and everyone else and get really excited? At what point did your brain not kick the fuck in and go, this isn't going to work? Because every single one of us have been sat there for months going, this does not look good. And yes, I respect the people who say sack Amorim, and we will talk about what he said. And look, he's out of ideas. Breaking news, he's out of ideas. You know, he's on the pathway to the sack. You know, it's not even worthy of a, you know, statement. But in the problems of Manchester United as a percentage pie, I still think the manager doesn't take any more than 25%. I think the players takes about 25%, and I think the owners take 50%. And let's not forget, the owners appointed Amorim. The owners, look, what I'm trying to say is, if you were the owner of Man United, or I was the owner of Man United this morning, well, not even this morning, you know, 4 months ago, I'd be sat there going, hold on a minute, mate. Why are you so obsessed with Dalot? Like, do you want me to? He's been shit for years. Why are you picking Luke Shaw? Like, he's not even that good, and there's no future with it. Why have you been playing Bruno in the midfield? Like, there's just so many things you'd go, that won't work. But you've got morons in positions above him who've got, you know, I can't believe Jason Wilcox has not done his homework. Like, he needs sacking as well, and so does Omar Barada. So if you're sacking Amorim, they've got to go. Because their job is literally, over the last year, to pull him into the office and say, what are you doing? And neither of them have done it. They just sit there like this. Have you seen them in the crowd? They just sat there like this. I would not be sat there like that as a director of football watching Man United. I would not be sat there like that as a CEO. They look like a couple of prats. They've got no idea, absolutely no idea. Man United's biggest problem is we don't have competence and we don't have DNA. We don't have people who understand the structure of Manchester United. Nobody with a brain in power would sit there watching this over the last few months going, why is Dalot taking long throw-ins? He can't even throw it far. Why are you even picking him? Why is Luke Shaw constantly playing in the back three and he does next to nothing? Why is Bruno Fernandes playing in the midfield? Why have you got a 6'5" striker and you don't put crosses in? Like, there's just so many things. They've sat back and gone, okay, this is a good idea. You know, there is no... Look, Amorim's made loads of mistakes. Loads of mistakes. Amorim is in trouble. But at what point do you go, we've got a director of football, we've got a CEO, we've got an owner, and none of them have figured it out?